waved a hand. I go,
Ah.
hello.
Before we talk about the exciting race that was the Bahrain opener,
Yep.
that I nearly fell asleep during.
I switched off. I just sat there on Twitter in the end.
The only thing I kept me going was, Lando's slightly catching George.
Only slightly. I mean, that might be a good thing. That shows
Well,
that Mercedes have got a bit of pace, even if they had issues.
they're at least they're at best the third fastest car.
Yeah.
At best.
Obviously, they did have issues where they're being told to lift and coast. What else did I write down? Been told to lift and coast. They're having
The
power
overheating
issues.
Well, that was related. So they were lifting coasting because of the overheating of the engine.
Yeah, and that wasn't just them either. It was Williams as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was affecting Albon as well.
Yeah, but weirdly enough, it wasn't affecting McLaren. So maybe they need to have a little nose into that.
But were McLaren ever close enough to a car to overtake them?
They were close enough to each other.
No. They're like, if you noticed, the lift and coast was happening when George was doing like a second of someone.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I suppose.
Lando's closest to a car was at start when he passed Alonso. That was it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's the first race of the season. They'll fix these issues, but it might be a little while until they're fixed. It depends on what the issue is.
Yeah.
How bad the issue. If it's an easy, quick fix, it's something they could run through the pipeline in a sense. And it'll be done. But
what I'll say is, look, it was a boring race, but fair play to Red Bull and Max once again.
Yeah.
They've done nothing wrong. They've smashed out the park. It's up to you. It's the job of the other teams to catch up to them. It's not Red Bull's fault. They've done a great job. It's not their fault. The other teams are slacking behind. Well done to them. Fair play to them.
Yeah. It's Yeah,
and as you can clearly tell, I'm wearing McLaren. I love McLaren. Catch up. Do something. You've got a new wind tunnel now. You're finally using.
And yeah, I love Mercedes, and as you can tell, not wearing it. I'm joking. my shirt was in the wash. Otherwise, I really want it.
You only got one. Catch up. Become an F1 fan.
Yeah. I don't tend to buy sporting clothing. I'm saying that, I say that, but then I've got Man United clothing and Charlton. But
yeah, to be fair, one of the Charlton because of me though. I bought for you, that's why.
Yeah, true. And I suppose the United ones I bought, beginning of last season and beginning of the season.
Sorry, I heard the word Man United. It made for up.
Don't worry, I said United. I didn't say Man United.
Yeah, but I knew what you meant.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, Ferrari had a bit of a mixed day.
Yeah,
they kept Leclerc kept locking up at turn 10.
It wasn't just turn 10, but it was his brakes. They've done something wrong with his brakes. The balance out was off, they were saying.
Yeah, it was an imbalance. So yeah, he had by lap 13, he'd locked up 4 times.
Yeah, it seemed like that. Wouldn't shock me.
4 times, yeah, four times turn 10, and then he also locked up going around. I want to say it was turn 4. He had a little bit of a issue. Yeah, and it was an oversteer.
Yeah,
issue.
That's how George got past him, I think.
Yeah. So for them, that's going to be a bit of an issue to fix. To be fair, you
but
get some more.
Could they just put the wrong brake pads on? Because look at Sainz.
Oh yeah,
Sainz was driver of the day.
Oh yeah,
he was immense.
He was. He did very well, and obviously, I'm hoping some of that is I'm not here next season. I need to do the best I can. Kind of energy.
I think it is.
He needs that
because he was feisty with Leclerc. He did not hold back.
Yeah, and usually they'll have team orders. So unless they're letting that go for this season and just be like, look, do as you need. Maybe later on the season it comes into effect, but
I don't think Ferrari are. I think they want team orders, but Carlos he won't care. I don't think Carlos will care.
Yeah, I don't think he'll care either, to be fair.
He's driving because we all think he's going to kick Sauber. That's what we all think is going to happen.
Yeah.
But right now, no one's confirmed. He's driving for his career right now.
Oh yeah, he could end up anywhere at this rate. You never know. He could end up at Mercedes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could literally be for a season, because there's been rumor anyway that he could end up at Audi.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, when obviously they take over, and he could just go for one season, and then Antonelli comes in.
Yeah.
Might not be wrong on that one.
Can I say my predictions are looking good so far? Sargent was last because of his own mistake.
Yeah, lap 10. thought we were about to get the first retirement of the season.
Yeah. I mean, a safety car would have been amazing, but my predictions aren't looking so bad so far. That one racing.
No, sorry. Yeah, go on. You carry on. Yeah, no, your predictions aren't looking that bad. I think mine
Because
might be a bit wrong.
Ricardo was okay, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. Can we talk about how good Haas were?
They were surprisingly good.
They're not far off the points.
No, they're not. And, me and you were going in thinking they were going to be the bottom team regardless.
Oh, I thought they were rock bottom.
I thought they were going to be bottom. And then Alpine just showed up and went,
Nah, you think your car's bad? Now, hold my beer.
Yeah, exactly. And
I'm sorry, both Alpines would be in last today if it weren't for individual mistakes from Sargent and the front wing of Hulkenberg.
Oh, yeah.
And sorry, it wasn't Hulkenberg, was it? It was Bottas, but was it possibly the second longest pit stop in history now?
It was. Put it down, 52.9 seconds.
0.4, was it 0.9? Yeah.
It was
52 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost 52.
So if it went in for them two things, the 20th would have been Ocon, Zhou, Gasly. That would be in the bottom three.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't mean Zhou was 11th, wasn't he? So whoever was.
Zhou was 11th, yeah. He was.
Yeah,
he was 11th. I was up
Yeah.
now. I can see it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very interesting race from them. Oh, not from Haas. Sorry, yeah, it was a very interesting race from Haas. And even then, Sauber were a bit better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a lot out of them, personally.
I was expecting to see the second worst car on the grid, whereas Joe was one place off Stroll.
Yeah.
In 10th.
Stroll had a relatively good race, to be fair. Obviously.
Amazing comeback. Amazing comeback.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I thought, okay, well, he's going to be relatively far back. But
No.
it didn't happen like that. I think he ended up behind Sargent at one point, who was already like a minute off the pace.
Mm-hmm. What I would like to say is, right, I think there's an issue with this season now. We used to have a really close midfield. I think there's a divide. We have a clear top 5 teams and a clear bottom 5. In my opinion. From the first race, go to Saudi Arabia next week, it might all change. But from what I've noticed, we have a top 5. You have top 5 teams, and you're Aston, McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, then everyone else. Like there's like a gap there.
Yeah, and you like to have a top few, good middle few that sort of challenge, and then you'll have your back markers. It just happens. But I'm worried it is going to be top 5 and best of the rest. Possibly. You don't know how the season's going to evolve. You don't know what upgrades people are going to be bringing.
Don't.
And it could then turn into a nice little muddle in the middle in a few races, or a little bit further down the line. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But for right now, it's just
What I will say is everyone's still learning the cars as well, though. No one would have got this set up perfect this weekend apart from Max Verstappen, of course.
Yeah, no, of
They're
course.
still learning the cars. Yes, we've only had 3 days testing in the past. We used to have weeks and weeks of testing. We used to have in-season testing.
Yeah,
We don't have any of this anymore, so they're still learning the cars. You don't know it in and out. So we could come to 6 races in the season. Suddenly, Aston Martin are second fastest. We
yeah,
just we don't know everything yet, which is the only. As Matt from P1 put it, he deluded himself today, hoping that it'd be a close race, knowing Red Bull was going to win. I'm kind of trying to delude myself as well, hoping that what I'm saying is true, so that we have closer racing.
Well, yeah, I think we were all in the same boat that we were going to hope it was going to be the case, and it just didn't happen, which is a
Yeah,
shame. I wish it did happen. It was a little bit closer, but yeah, it's just a pain.
yeah,
You know, again, it could have just been first race. It could have been, that kind of thing where everyone's got a little bit of jitters and didn't want to crash, didn't want to be that person that gets spoken about, or the meme of the day in a sense, whatever it might be.
yeah,
But it just led to quite a boring race. You had the odd few passes which were quite interesting. Obviously, signs on Leclerc. You had Russell also on Leclerc. A couple of all right ones towards the back, but it was just, yeah. And you could see, it was lap 17 that Sainz took Leclerc for the first time, and you could see that Sainz wanted it more, but obviously Leclerc was struggling anyway. And
yeah.
it could have been one of those where Sainz could have protected Leclerc a little bit more, but Sainz wanted to go after his own race, and fair dues to him.
Oh, 3 more laps. He might have Perez. He was only 2.6 seconds behind.
Yeah, depending if the tyres could have held out for that much longer.
Well, he's on hard. He would have been fine. It was Perez that was starting to degrade. And I'd like to speak for Perez. I'm sorry. Perez is a very experienced driver. I love Perez. I think he's an amazing driver. He's done a lot for the sport. He saved when Aston Martin wasn't Aston Martin when his forced in league, he saved that team with his own money.
Yeah.
So I admire him greatly. He's not good enough for that Red Bull team.
No, I mean,
Because, don't fair enough, I'm used to not being a great qualifier. He's never been a great qualifier. Never has been. He did well to get second. But Max is 22 seconds up that field. I don't expect to be 22 seconds ahead.
no.
But he should at least be like 8 or 9. He shouldn't be that close to Ferrari.
Well, to be fair, you compare it to last season, and Verstappen was it about 12, 13 seconds ahead by the end of the race?
12 seconds ahead of us.
He says it all.
Yeah.
Perez is possibly going backwards. Yeah, fair enough. They might both have slightly different setups, but they've got the same car.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be that far behind. You shouldn't be making that kind of error where your setup is so vastly different that, in a sense, you start backing up the field a bit.
Literally.
Hamilton. Wishful thinking. Verstappen has, say, a 10-second lead, and you're backing up just to make sure that he stays out in front. 10 seconds is probably more than enough.
Yeah.
If it was a purpose tactical thing, you don't need to be giving him a 22-second lead. You don't need to be backing everybody up that much. Just put your foot down and go. Hunt down that first place. Try and finish there. All right, we've got Saudi Arabia next week. Perez might be a little bit better there. Maybe.
He's always been great at street tracks.
Yeah, but when the street tracks don't take up all of the season.
They will be soon, the way it's going.
Yeah, with Madrid, possibly
Chicago being rumoured. Yeah.
Not looking forward to that personally, but mostly because I won't enjoy playing it on the F1 game.
Hey, but you're great at Monaco and Saudi Arabia.
I crashed into Monaco on the first corner. Saudi Arabia, I'll get about halfway through the race.
I know. That's why I said it.
Yeah. I'm not.
But yeah, look, that car is clearly geared toward Max. He likes the pointy end. Max loves oversteer.
Yeah.
Perez is an understeer driver. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. The great to the past have been. Michael Schumacher was. Lewis Hamilton is.
Yeah.
But you can't be 22 seconds behind.
No, not at all. It's worrying for his future, and there's a
Yeah.
possibility that my prediction may also come to fruition as well as yours, depending on how Sargent carries on throughout the rest of the season.
And if I don't know, Ricardo seemed okay, but he should have stormed off in those softs when he got past Sonoda. But to be fair, was he let go too late with them? I will say that one. He should have been left through off 3 laps earlier.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'll give Sargent a tiny bit of due in it, like a tiny little bit, is that
Okay.
both the driving wheels on Albon's and on Sargent's car were having issues. It wasn't
Yeah.
just Sargent. So obviously there is a possibility that Sargent, being as happy-go-lucky as he is, in a sense, trying to do the best that he can to try and prove that he should be in F1, has just overdone it and not accepted or taken in the limitations of his own car.
Yeah.
And obviously you could see that he just locked up and went off, and and Albon, his wheel was basically screaming at him. Literally screaming at him.
Also, they've completely new wheel, isn't they? They used to have the lights on the actual car. It's actually all on the wheel now. It's a brand new one for them.
Yeah, but it looked quite bright. As I think it was, I can't remember who it was. Was it Crofty?
It was Brundle who said it.
Brundle. That told you I got bored.
I tried to enjoy it. I tried.
I did try. I was excited, but yeah, it did look quite bright when they were showing that little camera, obviously, and whatnot.
Yeah.
It did. It just looked wrong. And
yeah,
how are you supposed to drive with that? And it wasn't even.
I don't know.
Usable. For
maybe it'll be okay on a day track, but that's too bright for a night track.
Yeah, and that's what they said. They did say that at the time.
Yeah,
it was going to be the case. What else did we have?
You see how bad Alpine were again.
The 19th and 20th. They went at the very back.
Look, Enstone has proved. I'm not think Enstone's the best team that's ever existed.
Yeah.
But they have won 2 World Championships, and it was years ago with Renault when Alonso was there.
Yeah.
I know probably a lot of personnel's changed, blah, blah, blah. I get that. But Enstone's renowned for at least being an upper midfield team.
Yeah.
I don't know who Enstone is. Enstone is the guys who developed the car, and basically the name Alpine's just sticking on it. They've got the better than this. They've proven they can make a 4th or 3rd basket car regularly. What have they done over the winter? Like, they would have started development on this car at least, let's say later October. Let's say if they even started late October last year.
Yeah.
They've been developing this car for at least 5-6 months.
I know
what have they done?
They were getting out the fine brush just to paint a little bit of colour on their car. It just took a while. That was it.
You just designed the actual paint job for those 6 months.
Yeah. They were designing it, and they were like, "It's too much colour. Oh, definitely still too much colour." At this point, it was black. And at the last minute, let me get out the microscope, and just went with it. It took a while, I understand, but
well, it's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame, and what are you supposed to do?
I know.
At this point, Alpine will take probably the rest of the season to catch up with where most people are at now.
Oh, wait. I was actually just thinking about this right then. Just popped in. McLaren had this start last season. You never know. Enstone is a good team. You never know. Halfway through the season, McLaren were charged for podiums.
True.
I don't think that's I don't see this happening with Alpine, but I didn't see it happen with McLaren. So
true, but McLaren weren't as bad as
no, they were.
He is.
Lando had 7 pit stops in the first race last year because he had an leak. He had a leak or something with his car. He had to keep topping it with water.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that.
And then Piastri retired. So it was actually worse.
Yeah, it was.
So you never know.
It's like rewind back a whole year. Well, just under a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that bad, wasn't it? Wow.
I remember stuff I don't need to remember. That's one of them.
Yeah, literally. Alpine, the issue with Alpine, it might take a little while. I don't see it happening in the next few races. It probably will once we get to the sort of the little summer break, basically.
Yeah.
That's where you might see a change. I reckon they'll be challenging for points rather than for podiums, unless there's
Yeah.
major issues up the front. Like Max has gone very loud.
Max
Max,
has gone very loud.
yeah, Max is flying past my window apparently with that noise. No, unless Max has lapped everybody 3 times, and crashed into everyone as he was going, and Alpine are the only team left because he thought, I feel bad for them. Yeah.
It might not be as bad as you think it is, but on the surface, it looks bad.
Right now, yeah, it could have been maybe they just set up the car wrong, and I mean wildly wrong, thinking that it would
On
be
both of them, though.
possibility. They might have just been running the same on both, just so that one doesn't get annoyed at the other.
Usually, though, you split strategies if it's something like that, just to try and help just try and gather information. Like that's what Lewis and Russell did. They split it.
Yeah, no, they did. They did. We just have to.
I don't know. I don't want to be dire on the situation because you never know. It's F1.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Apart from one thing, we know Max is going to win Saudi Arabia. I'm predicting it right now.
Max not leaving to be on first. Do you know what? Right, which I would absolutely love from Max. Just for why not? Why not just like not even bother setting a time, start from 20th, and just go, let's have a race, rather than going.
That was so fun.
It's lovely out here. Like that's not racing. That's just boring. Surely
It's not his fault though.
No, it's not his fault, and he's a great racer, and he's got a great car. But like, wouldn't you just want to challenge yourself a little tiny bit? The most challenge he had was coming out of turn 1. That was it.
He probably does, but at the same time, do you think Red Bull let him?
Not if he just goes out and absolutely just purposely botches his own lap.
Just secretly does it.
Make it seem like it's an issue and go, oh no, I've got an issue with the pedal.
And I just look at the car from the telemetry. No, you haven't, Max. It's perfect. No, I've definitely got.
Yeah, for some reason it keeps breaking, and I don't know what's going on.
It's like the pedals are switched.
Yeah, just try and have a bit of fun. Just
Yeah.
give yourself a bit of a challenge. Like you think he would by now, surely. Like, isn't he not bored?
He probably is. He said this in the past. He gets bored of it, but at the end, it's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault. And yeah, well done to him for winning today. Like, I'm not going on a witch hunt after him for once.
Are you sure?
Yeah, for once. But it's got a bit boring when even the commentators, the cameras, and whatnot aren't even bothering to focus on Max. They'll go, "Oh, there's the race leader. Look at him going around this turn. All right, let's go back to the actual race."
I mean, that's what they did in Lewis era. That's what they did in the Schumacher era.
Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to get boring to watch then for first place for that challenge. I mean, there was the odd time that Hamilton would be challenged or Alonso would be challenged or whoever, or Schumacher.
Yeah.
We're not getting that at the minute.
I think the only difference with the Hamilton era for me is he had Rosberg. Yeah. Rosberg was another number one.
Yeah. Yeah. And
even if he wasn't as good as Lewis every weekend, you knew he was at least going to keep him on his toes.
I mean, yeah, true. I think we need that, and I don't see where that's going to come from this season. I don't see who that's going to be. Unless Ferrari sort themselves out for once in their life,
That's a bit harsh. They're the second fastest car in the grid.
Yeah, I'm second fastest behind
And
by a mile, but yeah.
yeah, but you're not standing off McLaren or Mercedes, are you?
Either of them.
There you
No,
go. Make it
doesn't
even.
matter. Anyone. Literally anyone. Just other than RB, because then we know it's fixed.
I
No,
was like, hey, some pots.
someone needs to step up and put the challenge to them. Like hack into Adrian Newey's mind and go, right, what's he done on the car? What can we do? What's his plan for 3 months down the line? Let's implement that now. You know, like
What he's done is implement Mercedes' idea of zero side pods.
yeah.
I made it work.
To be fair, yeah, he has made it work. I mean, Mercedes haven't made it bad. They've done
No.
better this season than they have last.
Yeah, right. Hamilton finished where they did last season, but I think there's more hope for Mercedes this season. I think they've got a better base. They can modify that car and make it work better from the get go. Whereas last season, they could change the setup on it and not have a clue what it's going to do.
Yeah, very true.
So as much as my team worse right now, the results are worse, but there's more hope around them, I feel like.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Okay. So, in a hypothetical world where Max doesn't exist or has a bad race, so hypothetical world, who do you
Yeah.
actually see beating him?
Sounds.
You see signs.
Just based on what I've seen today,
Yeah.
and what I saw for the last 6 months of last season, Sainz is incredible. He just after the mid-season break last season, Sainz is incredible.
Yeah.
If he'd had 3 more laps today, he beat Perez.
Yeah.
If Max is not starting in that car, Sainz is challenging for the title. If Leclerc does not, I think the championship would genuinely be between Sainz and Leclerc.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel bad now because I wasn't slandering him up when I did the teammate ratings. I said he was one letting the team down, but not by much. I was that close between them. Possibly wrong.
Possibly. Who knows? Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, obviously, if anyone in the chat has a view, please just let us know. Who
I
do you?
can't see the viewer count. Is the any chat?
No, just
Yeah,
we've only had 2 comments, and they were both from your other half.
sure. Oh.
Yeah, but anyone out of the 129 viewers that we've currently got wants to comment would be fantastic.
Oh, I didn't. So I've only got one stream at the minute, guys. I do apologize. Did not realize we had 129 viewers. Hello.
I'm the one running this. I'm the one running the live stream. Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
thanks for
start
joining us. I do appreciate it.
just in case you're new to the channel. I'm Jack, and this lovely little fellow over there
Is Josh.
Yeah, it's Josh. Yeah,
Annoying.
he is a little bit annoying. You get used to the
Yeah.
accent eventually. If you don't understand him, subtitles maybe they probably get it wrong as well.
Thanks.
So can't always understand you.
That is fair.
But yeah. Aside from this boring race, we'll move to the next. What will probably be boring race. Look forward to Saudi Arabia. Aside from Max probably going and possibly triumphing, who do you think based off today?
If Max did not win for some reason,
yeah,
Sainz. Like genuinely, I think if he Sainz, I don't think. I like Perez, but there's something that's not. I have no confidence in him. And Sainz looks feisty this season.
but that's based.
He's driving, as I said before, he's driving for next season.
Yeah.
To find a seat. I don't think he's going to give 2 craps about team orders. He's just going to go for it.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
But that's just me. What do you reckon?
Aside from Max, I don't know, maybe like a Peregrine Falcon or something. Just
And
flies.
sorry,
Maybe like a Peregrine Falcon just flies around the track a few times, beats Max out. Just
that Red Bull drone he used for the shakedown, that could have a chance.
I just I just seen that Gunther Steiner's on the TV at the minute. Anyway, yeah,
I hope there's no
but,
doors near him.
yeah, yeah. No, I don't know. I think it'll probably be a Ferrari. I don't see it being anyone from Mercedes. Yeah, you're probably not wrong. It'll either be Sainz. Leclerc's a bit of a bottle job half the time.
But I think if he was given the car, he wouldn't be. So maybe if his breaks right next weekend, he might actually have a decent chance.
But to be fair, they were commenting. There was a lot of comments on the fact of the way that they actually set up their braking system. Like the front and rear axles are obviously different, and they said yesterday, or it might be the day before. It's going to cause issues with oversteer. It happened.
The thing is, though, Leclerc can handle oversteer, though.
Clearly not.
We've seen it. No, but I think he outdrives the car because he hasn't got the car. I think he outdrives it to make it up.
Yeah, but we've seen a lot of F1 drivers in the past outdrive their cars. Last season, Albon, they didn't go and crash all the time or go completely off the tracks or whatever. Leclerc keeps doing it. And the issue with Leclerc is that he does crash. And he's shown that he's crashed a lot because he can't handle that oversteer. It's an issue with the car. Hamilton might come in next season and be like, why are you doing that? And it might just fix it. Well, say that he'll be there at the wrong time unless he's allowed to work with him this season. But I don't see that being the case.
I don't think that'd be allowed. It'd be like Spygate all over again.
Yeah, true. So
I don't know. See, was it the same fact for me? Not the same. Genuine question. Yep. Leclerc or Barrichello, who's had the better career? I know, obviously, I've watched more older F1 than you have.
Yeah.
But based on what you know,
I'd say probably Barrichello, personally, out of the two.
Leclerc has now driven more races for Ferrari than Barrichello ever has.
Oh, really? Okay, sorry. I thought he'd been around for a bit longer than that.
No, but what I mean is, that's from this race today, he's now driven more races in a Ferrari than Barrichello has. And you remember Barrichello, you say Barrichello has had a best career Ferrari.
Yeah.
And no one, Barrichello's a good driver. Yeah. I'm never denying that. He was a very good driver. But Leclerc is touted this world champion potential.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say he isn't. He's clearly got a lot of skill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it definitely does.
I mean, we saw what he did when he was driving Sauber in his first season. He was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So he's clearly got it. Can he put it together? I could say the same about Lando. I love Lando. I think he's an amazing driver. Even in his first season, when people were doubting him, I saw something in him.
Yeah.
But he does the same thing as Leclerc does. Yes, he could have got better than seventh, and even he said that. So he does the same thing as Leclerc does. They both got the speed, they both got the skill. But they both have it in them to, I don't want to sound harsh because they're both amazing drivers, but to make that mistake.
To be fair, how long is it that you can be touted as a future, possibly potential world champion and keep blaming the car? You've seen a lot of drivers who go on to get poles, to go on to win things that have outdriven their car majorly.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens more often than not. Obviously, yeah, maybe for the last season or so, probably not the case. But you see a lot of drivers with the ability to outdrive their car, to drive their car and know where the limitations are and how to handle when, say, you're oversteering on the same corner, 3 or 4 times and you haven't even got to half race distance. And when is it we're going to get to a point where we go, okay, are they really future world champions? Or is it just a case of there'll be a future world champion because the likes of, I don't know, of Hamilton, Verstappen, Alonso all decide to retire in 3-4 years' time. And then they go on to win stuff. You know,
It could be.
When do we call time of death on it?
I mean, how old is he? He's still like 25, 26, isn't he? I swear he is. I swear him and Max are similar ages.
Yeah, I would say they're probably. Oh,
Because you're racing to get it in the Formula Juniors.
I don't know. There you go.
You know, like F3 and all that.
He's 26. I just had a look.
So it's not that he's still got time on his side. We think Sainz is experienced. He's like 28, 29. He's still got time on his side.
Yeah.
And you got to remember as well, though, Lewis started in a sport when he was 23, was it? And that was considered young then. Like, he was considered a young kid. So a lot has changed.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Verstappen was younger than that, wasn't he?
So Verstappen, I think he got into an F1 car at 17.
Yeah, he was the youngest driver, wasn't he?
He's the youngest ever driver, and they've already said they'll never let that happen again. FIA changed the rules. You have to be 18 over and all that crap now.
Oh, so okay, so they changed the rules just to make sure.
He will forever be the youngest ever F1 debutant.
Yes, and then shouldn't he then be one of those exemptions to the rules? You know, like obviously, like the fastest lap around Bahrain, you know, still stands, will always stand because of the way that the cars have changed and the safety.
Like a Pedro Del Rosa, that'll probably never be beaten.
Isn't there a point when you just stop that being the fastest time? And you keep current times. Like the cars now are a damn sight better at protecting the driver than they were, say, back then when they could slap on a couple of wheels onto a bit of wood and just go.
Hey, Pedro Del Rosa from 2005, that lap, they were still aerodynamically advanced for their time.
Yeah, but I'm saying compare it to now. Compare it to now. Those cars.
If it weren't for all the safety features and all the regulations, the cars now would probably be faster. And we saw in things like before the regulation changes, like all the lap records were being beaten on every single track basically.
Yeah.
Through Hamilton or Max or one or another. But we're on a bit of tangent anyway, it's a different cars and all that.
Yeah.
What will I say? I don't know. I think I want a better race than this weekend though. Hopefully next weekend.
Who knows? Who knows? Obviously, you know, we're not going to get a good sense of who's better where until we've seen a few different types of tracks.
Yeah.
You know, Bahrain's not really the sort of post of, we know who's going to win every single race from there on outwards. You need a few, you know, you need your street tracks, you need your slightly slower tracks, your faster tracks, you know, whatever. You need a little combination of the bunch, you know. We won't know. We won't know for a little while yet. Probably 4, 5, maybe 6 races. And then we'll start getting a bit of a picture. You know, if Mercedes or McLaren or Ferrari end up being only a few seconds behind Max and Perez, for argument's sake, you know, and they get to the halfway season and Red Bull bring minor changes, whereas everybody else brings major. That gap could then be closed, and you don't know then what the back end of the season looks like.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to win at that point. You don't know who will win the constructors unless it's a 1-2 Red Bull between now and the end, or between now and the halfway point.
I don't think it'll be a 1-2 Red Bull to halfway point just because of one reason only.
Perez.
I feel like I keep slandering him, but yeah. He needs a more understeer car.
Today, though, you know, obviously you have said that. You said that earlier on, that he has driven well, and it's true. He did drive quite well. It's just, is he going to be able to do that week in, week out? I don't see it happening.
No.
Exactly.
I don't. Unfortunately.
No.
Yeah.
Don't see it happening.
Sad times.
Yeah. Sad times. Well, yeah. Been a few major issues, obviously, with today. Let me just have a little look over that live stream. Nothing. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, maybe we'll just leave it there. We'll wrap it up with, you know.
Not a bad idea.
46 minutes. Why not?
The first live. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I do apologise if it weren't the best or what. It's our first ever one.
We're still new. So
yeah.
There's links in the description to our other social medias, to Twitter, to obviously YouTube, to our page and stuff. So go over, follow, like, subscribe, whatever the term is for said social media. And yeah, we will see you about this time, roughly next week. It's not far
Yeah,
off.
Saturday again. Yeah. Oh, actually, what time does Saturday we start next week? And yeah, speaking of that, I will make sure I previews up next week as well. I'm going to try and put out on a Wednesday next week, just so it's a bit early for everyone to get the information a bit earlier.
Yeah. And this video will go up. Will go up by Monday. Just need to snip out a couple of little tiny bits, mostly Josh's face.
I mean, that's very fair.
that will then go up. Actually, saying that it'll probably go up by itself naturally anyway. So, but yeah, next week Saudi Arabia F1. Oh, okay. Well, we know the time for the national anthem is quarter to 7. So quarter to 7.
Wait, at night?
Yes. So it's a night race, 8 till 10.
No, you're joking.
No.
There will not be a live stream next week. I'm at 10 p.m. next week in work.
So I might jump on for a little bit. Just for a
So
little
Jack will be by himself.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Always good. But yeah, anyway, need to go and feed my dog. So
I'm going to feed the cats. Hey!
yeah, we will see you all later. Bye.
Vroom, vroom, everyone. Bye-bye.
Stream ended.